Hello, everybody. How's it going? 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 TJ out. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let's see. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Well, I'm not using keyframes, so... Okay. Sorry, just making sure I'm all set up here. Happy Monday, happy Monday. This should be the first stream that is actually being sent in proper 4K or 2K, whatever it is I'm streaming at. So you'll be able to see things a little bit better, hopefully. I don't really know. Because I've been streaming at a higher resolution. Well, actually, let me go to this view so you can actually see me. I've been streaming at a higher resolution for a few months now, but because I had it on ultra low latency, it has not actually rendered in that higher resolution. But now that I am streaming at low latency, it actually can utilize the higher resolution that I'm sending. Which, yeah, that was just an oversight on my part. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I wanted to open the floor today to Prusawire discussion. I thought that would be a fun topic for today. We don't really have any specific projects we're working on. What I am working on is I want to add Multiboard underneath my desk. Now, there is a mod system for that called Underwear. Guess who's back again? What's up, Dark? What's up? Hey, Tin Talon, how's it going? There is a series of things for Multiboard called Underwear, which it goes underneath your desk, and you can use it to route all your cables. It is confusing. It is so confusing because the files are on printables, they're on MakerWorld, and there's like another post on MakerWorld, and it's like, oh, the thing on MakerWorld says, oh, you should use this type of bolt connector, but because I've moved to using multi-bin grids, I have to use the bolt pin, but the bolt pin file doesn't exist in any of the repositories, so it's like, what? Huh? So anyway, because they just released the grid on grid update, I figured, hey, I'm just gonna use that to create custom raceways for my cables underneath my desk. So I'm creating this kind of hybrid grid system. I'm not sure if we're gonna keep with this hybrid grid system or if I'm just gonna go to a normal grid. Don't know yet. We'll find out. And this should allow me to create custom raceways that go underneath my desk for cables and power strips and stuff like that. So like rather than actually like pin everything up there, I just make a tray that everything kind of sits in. Is it the most elegant solution? No, but we're gonna kind of experiment. Once these printers are done doing what they're doing, we can do some quick prints on them to get the experimental prints going. Because I'm really hoping wind has gotten back in my sails a bit. The wind is back, the sails are unfurled, and I'm starting to get motivation again. As is normal with the human psyche, you will have moments where you lose motivation, lose the drive to do something, and then it might take some time, but eventually it'll come back. And sometimes it's okay if it doesn't. You'll find new ventures elsewhere. So my whole multi-board system, I kind of lost my sails on it a bit, but I've recently regained that motivation. So as you can see here, I've been working on this. Now this is not done correctly, and I'm gonna tell you why. So this is an inverted multi-bin setup. Normally, how you use it is you have these tiles here, and these tiles click in on the front. So you would put that in from the front, and you would attach things to it as normal. and then bam. And then, hey, you need to pop it out for whatever reason, you could just do that. I have inverted it. So I've put it, this is the front of the board technically, but this is also what's going to be mounted up onto into the desk. The reason I'm doing that is because these pieces are flanged. So you see how it's flanged? It only goes in one direction. So the idea is that I can actually, once this is all screwed in, I can actually put some pretty heavy stuff on these, and they won't ever pop out. That's the idea. The idea is that these don't pop out, and they can't pop out in the direction of gravity. Because if I did it this way, technically if I put something heavy on something, if it found the right orientation, you know, it could just pop right off. And I don't really want that. So the idea is that we're going to design some raceways that I can attach to here, and I can add on, remove, etc. to those raceways as I want to, and I can have all my cables and stuff underneath the table. The other feature I want to unlock with this is I want to have a storage space for my multi-bins. So if the frame fails, you have a mess. Yes, but that's why I'm doing it the way I am, because it should not fail. The frame should not fail. It's using the grid on grid, which is really pretty strong. And I'm not putting anything super heavy on there. It's really just cables. My biggest concern of the entire thing is I kick it. That's the concern I have. I want to make sure if I kick it, it doesn't fall down. That's it. I don't care if, you know, it doesn't have to be strong because it's just holding cables and a power strip. That's it. I'm not hooking up a desktop to it. Just generally some lightweight stuff, and I'm absolutely making this overkill. Like 100%, I'm going overkill with this, but it's gonna be a fun project. So we're gonna kind of figure that out. The other thing I want to do with this is I want to make little docks essentially where I can put these bins in. And the idea is that it's not immediately underneath the table because I don't want my legs hitting it. Like I love the keyboard holder we made. I constantly hit that with my thigh. It's not that big of an issue. Yeah, it should survive in both of those instances. You know, I don't know why other than me would be under the desk, but we'll find out one day, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so I also want to figure out like some sort of docking solution underneath the table so that, hey, if I'm working on a project, the idea is that I'm going to have the project in all their fasteners in a bunch of different multi-bins. So this is a 1.5 height multi-bin. So this is 1.5 units. This is like the perfect bin for a ton of screws. Like I can fit so many screws in here. So my idea is that I use this. Whenever I'm done, I just have the whole project kind of click together in terms of the fasteners. And then under here, I have a little storage area I can just kind of click things into. So whatever is on the desk is tied to whatever project is under the desk. Another thing that I want to figure out is I love the Jawari drawers, and I'm going to be using these more. But this is not Gridfinity. This is Gridfinity. This is not Gridfinity. I'm moving away from Gridfinity because honestly, the multi-bin system is more modular than Gridfinity is, and allows me to do way more stuff because I can mount these to walls. I can, without changing the orientation of the item, this can be mounted to the wall and then to a desk to the top of, like, this has way more modularity than Gridfinity does. And that's just a fact because Gridfinity was designed to go into a drawer and stack on itself and onto a desk. While you could do Gridfinity on walls and stuff, it was never designed for it to just go on the wall. So, the idea is that I want to get one of these into here. And get that figured out somehow. Because this should support a 1-unit. A 1-unit multi-bin. That should work. I just gotta figure out how I want to do that. And maybe I work with Jirari to do it. I don't know. We'll find out. Jirari is a cool guy. I like Jirari. But yeah, that's some of the things that we're gonna be going over today. But more importantly tonight, I want to talk about Prusawire. Prusawire's been kind of a buzz in the community, at least in our little corner of the community. There's been a buzz around Prusawire, and it's so funny. Because when I came up for the concept of Prusawire, I really didn't think much of it. You know, for me, I thought of it as a cool upcycling idea so that we could reuse switchwire parts and so that we could reuse Prusa frames in order to get, you know, a functional printer. I didn't really think too much outside of that, but then when we announced the progress we had made on the Prusa 3D subreddit, I did not anticipate getting as... does the Prusawire have a grounding issue? No, not at all, because it's Prusa Electronics for the most part. But anyway, so I'm really excited for it. We're making great progress, and yeah, serial machine number 1 should be released soon to show off like its capabilities, and it's gonna rip, man. It's gonna be so good. I need to get a fan going in here. Give me just 1 second, guys. There is one problem with the current studio setup, and that is just airflow is a problem. When all the printers start running, it gets really warm in here really fast. I could say in the middle of winter, I will never have a problem keeping this room warm. Alright, so that's one printer available for us to tinker with, which is going to be great. So once again, hello TJL, Dark Third Dimension, Tin Talon, Mad Owl, Steven, Mr. Tiburum, I'll never say it right, Zyrotech, Ardon, what's up? How's it going? I have all the parts for my MK3S to MK4S upgrade. I'm working on using them for Core XY setup. Well, I mean, maybe not. So you might use them for a Core XY setup, sure. Who knows? You might be building yourself a Prusawire. Because we're making it so that the Prusawire will be able to use all the electronics from MK3. All the electronics. All of them. So, like, all you would need is a frame. That's it. Oh, hold on. I say all of them. You're likely going to need another X motor, possibly. It is a Core XZ setup, so you're not going to be able to use the MK3 screw rods. If you already have a bare frame, there you go. There you go, buddy. Yeah, it's going to be compatible with the bare frame and the MK3 frame and the MK4 frame. So if you have a MK3, MK4, or any of their variants, and you have a bear, then it should work. If you have a bear in your backyard, just be careful, because that can hurt. Don't feed it meat. I got to use new filament to make thing really recently. It was CFPT. Ooh, carbon fiber PT. I got some carbon fiber PTG. I love the stuff. It's really good. I'm gonna grab some prints off of the Prusa minis real quick. The Prusa minis have been phenomenal since we did our upgrades. So let me go ahead and swap. Actually, one second. Let me pull up hue here. I need to set my lights to white. There we go. That's a lot better. All right, I gotta show this off. This came off on one of the Prusa minis. Now, mind you, this is with a 0.25 layer height since we are using 0.5 nozzles. But let me... Look at this. Look how nicely this came out. This is with the new extruder that we installed on stream. Overhangs are doing great, even though we didn't change cooling at all. But it looks really good. And this is a unique color that I have. This is a mixtape Jesse. So I printed a couple things in it. Just a couple. Here is another one. I'll show you this last, though, because I want to show you the translucency of it. Here's a little keychain. Little dragon keychain I did. Love the shine on it, and the glitter is so nice. I am calling this, so it is a mixtape, but I am calling it Jesse Gray Soul. At least that's what I'm calling it. Because it is our Soul Black. It's our Soul Black, but we have used less colorant. So we've used 1% of our normal colorant. And this is PLA, but we've used PETG colorant. Mind you, that was an accident. We meant to use PLA colorant. We did not sell this because it's PETG colorant. We were literally throwing it away. I took a couple spools. But because we only use 1% of the PETG colorant, it still works. Still works. But we're not selling it because we don't want to risk anybody's printers getting jammed as a result of it. So we are using it on our own machines at our own risk. We are not giving it to anybody else for that. But anyway, you can see the actual translucency of this. Look how nice it is. Yeah, you can really see the translucency when I hold it like this. So it's really cool. If I put a bin in here, this has almost no practical use at all, but it's really cool because it's subtle. It's so subtle, and then you get a little bit of the orange poking through, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my god. I don't usually get excited about filament, but I'm in love with this filament. Just absolutely in love with it. So, okay. Let's see here. So, if you guys have any questions about Prusawire, feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions throughout the night. Turn that down. Damn it. I need to figure out a place for that camera stand, that tripod. Okay. Real quick, it looks like I have a ping from somewhere. Who pinged me? Oh. Printable Accessories has made a wall-mounted tool holder. It is literally a scaled-down version of a broom holder that just holds tools. That okay. Weird. All right. Let's see here. Dark Third Dimension over here talking about Yogi Bear. Do you guys get Yogi Bear over there? It's a very American show, from what I understood. Okay, so if you are not familiar with the grid-on-grid update, the idea is that you have, obviously, your main grid that you have on your wall. Go ahead and put my keyboard away. Hey, Callie. So you have your main grid that is on the wall or whatever. And you have, obviously, multiple attachment points. This one is certainly a weird attachment point arrangement, but we'll figure out how we want to use it. The idea with this attachment point arrangement was mostly to give me more options on how I wanted to arrange some of the raceways. Yo, Lee Marie, what's up? So I use these to attach my multi-bins. So with this system, I can put them here. Hi, Callie. I can put them here. Or I can put them here. So let me go ahead and show how that works a bit. Oh, here you go, Callie. 1 second. Let me get you your little chair back. Give me a second, Callie. 1 moment. You wanna lay down? Yeah? Here you go, Callie. Your little owl of a bed. There. Oh. No? Okay. Well, the towel's there if you ever want to sit back on it. Callie likes to hop up here and sit down with me. So now we have a, I will put the cat cam on it right now. So when she does hop up there, you guys can see her. But yeah, she likes to hop up and sit on this towel. So hopefully she comes back up and sits on it. For now, we'll have this faced towards the work table. Hey, Raj D, thank you for subscribing. To sincerely appreciate it. Yeah, we had Yogi Bear. I even called my Les Paul Yogi because it was natural darkwood. Oh, yeah, that's cool. All right, so put one here. I don't know where my tool is that I normally use to install these. I use a Prusa wrench to install these, and it works really well. I just don't know where the wrench is. Yeah, nope. Getting these folding bolts to go in, always a pain in the butt. Oh, come on. Am I getting it? No. Okay, there we go. Where is that tool? Lost to time, I presume. As all my tools end up doing. But hey, I got this. This works just as well. Alright, so that's in, roughly. There we go. Okay, there's one. That's one spot. Obviously, another spot could be right here, diagonal to that. right? And then, do I have another one that I can work with? Yes. All right, and then obviously one right here. So obviously different mounting points. So like I can do it. Oh, actually, let me space these out a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so one way to attach it, just click in right there. That's attached. That's not a strong attachment though. That's pretty weak. But here, I can attach it right there. So that just kind of clicks in. Hey, BBs. Welcome. Aw, sorry to hear that you're sick. Hope you're feeling better soon. So, this, pretty good attachment. And you can see it's offset from the grid slightly. That, I'm fine with that. Here, again, a little bit offset from the grid, but this is more of a, this is a half offset, whereas this is more like a quarter offset. See? Or a third, I guess. No, a quarter. Yeah, this is a quarter offset. So with this, I have a quarter offset, half offset, and full offset. That's the idea. So I can adjust the raceways kind of wherever I want using this method, because the idea is this. I'm going to use these as the raceways. Because cables don't need a lot of support. This will work just fine. So the idea is that you have kind of this attached to here. So I'm going to print 1x3s. So it'll be like this. So you'll have that raceway that you can put stuff on and whatnot. You can easily get cables up and through here, no problem. And then what I'm thinking is for the top of the raceway is going to be another 1x3 that has this. So it's going to be able to just kind of click in. Just like that. So the idea is utilizing the grid-on-grid system using multi-bin in order to have this raceway system for cabling. And I'm really excited about it because like this is not something that necessarily was intended as a use case, but the fact that this system is as modular as it is why I can go ahead and do that without much resistance from the parts themselves. I say that, and this is a really difficult part to get out. There we go. I printed these, the frames, in 0.25 layer height with a 0.5 nozzle, and the actual tiles with a normal 0.2 layer height with a 0.4 nozzle. Hi, Callie. Hey, come on. Come on. Callie. Come on, Callie. I made you your bed, or little temporary bed. Come on. No? She'll hop up when she wants to. That's Callie for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's get the print started. So let me go ahead and go to my screen cap here. And let me pull up Microsoft Edge. Let me put this away. Tech Jeeper, what's up? How's it going? All right, and then beta.multiboard.io, accept. Okay, so what we need is multi-bin grids. Hey, Kegel, what's up? Medic Vince, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, so we're going to use the base plate as kind of the top panel. Well, actually, Murph crunch time. When is Murph? Is it next month? I've forgotten. Oh, this is not. Is this what I'm looking for? This doesn't look like what I'm looking for. Hold on a minute. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Okay. Hi, Callie. Hello. Aww. 3 weeks to Murph. Wow. Yeah, that's some time. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hi, Callie. Hello. This break is brought to you by Callie's Headbutts. Yep. You're a cute cat, Callie. Thank you. Oh, please don't rub your butt on my microphone. Yeah, please don't. Thank you. Oh, hello. All right, Callie. I have a show that I need to do. I have a show. Yes. Can you please get down? Thank you. All right. So back to here. Length, width. There we go. All right, so I need to print how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to print 4 of these. All right. So let me go ahead and slicer. Hello, Sync. What's up? Hello, OneRaz. How's it going? All right, there we go. Bring the slicer up above. Okay. So drop that in here. We're going to go to Prusa Mini Plus. And then print settings. 0.25. Yep. Yeah, two is fine. Yeah, this doesn't have to be strong. This doesn't have to be super, super strong. Okay. So, let's see. How long is that going to take us? An hour each. Oof. I mean, yeah, that would work. That means in an hour we would have the 2 sides that we need. I could make it faster by removing some top and bottom layers. Oh, still a lot. Okay, never mind. All right, yeah, let me go ahead and send that over to my minis. Just get that going. Okay, that's being sent over to the Prusa minis. Let's go ahead and change this back to MK4S 0.4 nozzle. Go ahead and discard those changes we just made. Okay. Now we can get rid of those. Now we go over here. Let's go to Multiboard. And we're going to go to Parts Library. This is the quickest way I know how to get to here. And we're going to go L-beams. Okay, so if we look at the side of one of these, I need, technically, hold on, what do I need? I don't want a corner, but I want the end cap. That I do want. Yeah. Do I? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Question is, how long do I need this to be? That is like the important question. Well, I can go back to the slicer. Oh, I realize you guys can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Well, I actually do need to go in here. So back to the slicer, undo that, right? So here we can see 2 points, 2 connection points. But with a normal multi-bin grid, that's probably a like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 7. What's close to 7? Let me hide the slicer. 5? Let's try 5. Let's check out what 5 looks like. Let's download that. Then back to the slicer. Okay. A little short. A little short. So 7 does seem to be the right length that we're looking for based off that. There's 7 right here. All right, let's download 7. All right. Back to the slicer. I kind of wish there was a way for OBS/Streamlabs to automatically like layer my windows based on which window is active. So like if I clicked into Prusa Slicer, it made that the top layer. But if I then clicked into Microsoft Edge, it made that the top layer, so that the active window is the correct one. I wish it did that. That would be nice. Okay, 7 is too long. 5 is too short. 7's too long. So let's look for 6. Okay. Oh, God. Why did I do that? Oh, now that's offset. Wait, no. Right there. Okay. All right. Now, end cap. Where's the end cap? That's in the browser still. So, L end cap. Okay. So let me just do this real quick. Make sure I have the exact right size. Yep, okay, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, good. Aesthetics is important. There we go. All right, so I need 2 of those per beam. And I need, how many beams? I need 4 beams. Okay, so 4, and then for that means I need 8. So set number of instances to 8. Yep. Okay. Move that because we don't need it anymore. Okay. Well, it's pretty straightforward. Let's cut this actually in half so that it's just these. Because I have 2 printers that can do the PTG, so I can split that workload up. Now I need clips. So I need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need 12 clips. Little push pin things per side. So we go back to multiboard. So go on grid update these guys. What was the number I said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Clownhammer, what's up? Okay, and then I also need those. Also, you know that thing I just was saying, how I really wish OBS did it? Yeah, it's called just minimizing the window. Alright, so I need 12 of this. Yep. And then I need 1 of these. Alright. Organize everything. I love that. That just looks cool. That's a cool organization. Alright, slice now. Fuck, 2 hours and 39 minutes. That's rough. That is what it is, though. The only way you can print the most reliable way to print faster is to get more printers. And all of them are currently going full bore right now. Let's see here. Oh, is my computer struggling? Yeah, a bit. Computer's certainly struggling. Alright, so those will be done in like an hour. LTX, what's up? I'm trying to think of what else I need for this. So I have the bottom of the... So, okay, hold on. Let's go back to live view here. Sorry, wrong button. Okay. I have the bottom of the raceway here. The sides and the top are printing now, as well as the brackets to actually hold them in. My other printer is almost done. Literally on 99%, so I can start another set of brackets. I could spin up the XL. But I don't really want to spin up the XL. Because feeding... Right now it's all PTG. And I want these panel pieces to be PLA, just because it really doesn't matter. For this, I like it to be PETG. For the panels, it doesn't really matter. So, like, with this, obviously the orange is PTG, and the frames are PETG. But the tiles are PLA. And that's because, well, PLA actually is more brittle, and is actually a stronger polymer. Whereas PTG will kind of soften and bend before it breaks. PLA will just break. So it's a stiffer polymer. So I like that for the panel pieces. It also does give this really cool, shiny matte look to it that I like. So I'm never gonna see this because this is gonna be under my desk, but it's like when you do your hair, you got to make sure to do the back of your head too, because you can't just have a really good, it's a mullet, it's a mullet, you got to look great in the front, and as much as the party in the back looks fun, sometimes you got to make the back just match the front. Where am I going with this? I don't fucking know. I'm the one saying all this. I wear a baseball cap and I get cowlick all the time as a result. So I don't know where I have the authority to talk about hairstyles. That is not my prerogatory or prerogative. Wait. That is not my purview. The mental gymnastics in my mind trying to get to the word that I was trying to say. On full display for you all to see. How's it going, guys? It is officially June. It's June, my dudes. It's June. It is the summer. Officially. Again, as the weather does. Hope you're all excited. Has anyone tried HTPLA yet? I haven't, and I won't be anytime soon. Let me camera down. Okay. I don't fully understand the point of HTPLA. Maybe you guys can enlighten me on why it exists. Because here is my entire gripe with it. Obviously, I am biased. There's a reason why I'm biased, but hear me out. So, one really important key factor in material is the glass transition temperature. The glass transition temperature of any material is when that material starts to soften and becomes malleable. Mind you, not super malleable, but enough for you to deform it permanently. That is critical. The glass transition temperature of PLA is about 60 degrees Celsius. Right? And the reason is that you want it to stick to your bed. So if you ever want to know roughly the glass transition temperature of any given material, look at how hot you need to keep the bed in order for it to stay secure to the bed. That is always going to be around the glass transition temperature of that material. The bed temperature for HTPLA is 60 Celsius. which means that the glass transition temperature of HDPLA is going to be around 60 Celsius. So it's still pliable at a normal PLA temperature. Mind you, under no static load applied to a structure, it does sound like it's able to withstand pretty high temperatures for an extended period of time without warping. That's cool. But as Elosync says, he's printing a cup holder for his big gulp on the beach cruiser in HDPLA. That's, I would say, a decent application. But let's say you put a metal cup in there, like a thermos, or you put in a just a water bottle, a metal water bottle. If you leave that in the car and that gets above 60 Celsius, it's going to deform depending on the geometry of that cup holder. So, like, it won't deform if you leave it there and just let it sit, but as soon as you put static loads on it and it starts to warm up, that's when it starts to fail. So it's interesting because I think, in my opinion, the only place I see a true and proper purpose for it is decorative car interior items. Or like other decorative items that are in high heat environments. That's where I see it. That's where I see it being used. I don't see it I don't see it being used much else. Sunglasses holder, that's a good one. Sunglasses holder definitely be a good application. Let's brainstorm some ideas. I would love to understand what you guys think good applications for the material would be. Because I'm not trying to bash the material. I'm not trying to hate on it. I genuinely, personally, can't think of too many applications for it to be used. Practically speaking. That is my thing. And I would like to enlighten myself on, other ways to use this material. I know, we accidentally lit it on fire with a flashlight at Rocky Mountain. Nathan, who's on the Positron team, he brought his super flashlight, and he used that to open up the spool filament. And then what they did was they put it underneath. Mind you, when I say they used it to open up the spool filament, like they aimed the flashlight at the spool, and the plastic holding the spool melted. Like, that's how hot the flashlight can get. He can ignite paper with that flashlight. So he held up the filament to the flashlight. The filament caught fire before it melted. Which, that's a bit concerning. That a potential flashpoint for your filament can be lower than the actual melting point. I hope they fix that. I'm sure they'll fix it. Composite materials are fun. I'm trying to think of what we can do while we wait for these prints to print. Oh, one printer just finished. Let's pull that off so we can get the other one started as quickly as possible. Also, I love how what I did to try and look at the camera more, I moved the chat window from over here on my second monitor to the middle of my main monitor so that I could engage with you guys a little bit more by actually looking at the camera. And I ended up just looking at myself and chat on the other window. No, man, what are you doing? I don't know, I like looking at myself. I swear I am not narcissistic. I swear. Just ask anyone on the Positron team. I'm sure they'll tell you I'm anything but. Actually, I bet you to ask someone on the Positron team. I dare you. Mainly because I'm actually curious as to what the fuck they would say. Alright, 2 hours. Ugh. That, man, I wish I had more printers. I wish I had Core 1s. We might... I might order Core 1 kits. I'm getting tired of waiting. I've been waiting for Printed Solid to get Core 1 conversion kits on our website so that I could use my employee discount, but we're taking forever for it. So I think I'm just gonna order one. Or 3. I'm not sure yet. I have to see. It's technically would be the first time I've purchased from Prusa's. Actually, let me look. Let's look. Prusa 3D. Let's see how much it is. My conversion got bumped again. Now end of June. When did you order it? Because I'm curious about the lead time. It's had a power blip, which is funny. I lost internet, but it's all on UPS. That is interesting. Oh, hold on. What may have happened is your local DMARC, or your local ISP DMARC, like the building that does all that, that could have had a power blip too, even though they're using on UPSs as well. Whatever. 3D printers, MK4S to Core 1 conversion kit. $450. That's lead time 5 to, yeah, that How do I know which version of the XLCD I have? How do I know? Oh. Oh shoot, I don't know. I think they're all the new one? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're the new one. Hit Joe Prusa on the horn? No. Yeah, so I'm gonna say I have the newer XLCD. So for 3 upgrade kits, it is essentially the price of a brand new one. Let's see here. I really shouldn't be doing this. I really shouldn't. Oh my god, shipping. DHL is $460. And I don't trust FedEx. Oh, that's such a hard pill to swallow. Such a hard pill to swallow, man. Oh. Don't even get me started on tariffs. Right, I would have to pay that. Oh, hold on, de minimis. De minimis. Technically, because each item... De minimis. This is only $450 of value. This is under the de minimis. So, hold on. Does de minimis apply to each item or the total value of all items? Okay. They got rid of de minimis on orders from China. So anything under $800 from China has tariffs applied. For everywhere else, anything under $800 is... you're fine. So, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to play it cool. Yeah. Thankfully, de minimis is not gone everywhere. It's still 5 to 6 weeks. Man. Yeah, probably longer than that. Keep that money for spontaneous summer stuff. Hey, this isn't this technically a spontaneous summer stuff? I'm gonna wait. Yeah. That is what I recommend everyone do. I recommend everyone in the United States waits for Printed Solid to have it, and then for Printed Solid to be able to sell it. And that's what I'm going to be doing. It sucks because I have to wait a while, but I don't have to pay tariffs then. Yeah. I wish I could give insight as to what's going on in that regard, but I can't. If you want to get mad at somebody for that, there is somebody that you can get mad at for it. And let's just say when I say Big Orange, I definitely don't refer to that guy. Yeah, Joseph is no one's happy about it. Nobody's happy about the situation that they're in because the United States is one of the largest markets. And this whole situation is really it's really effed over the community more than anything. And that is a major reason why things are as chaotic as they are right now. Mind you, new releases from Prusa have always been somewhat chaotic. But that's why it's worse now more than ever. It sucks. And trust me, we hate being on the receiving end of it. Nobody at Print and Solid is happy about it. Yeah, I'm gonna message some people tomorrow. See what I can do. Because yeah, I would like to get one. I want to get 3 eventually. I want to get 3, but for now, yeah, I'll just wait until we have it. Question is, do I really want to do? Yeah, 3 up. The cost the cost for 3 upgrades to get 3 core 1s is the cost of a single core 1. Brand new. Like, we gotta give that credit. As it stands, so hold on, let me go back to Bruce 3D real quick. So let's look at this real quick. So as it stands, yeah, a brand new core 1 is 1,200. That's before tariffs and anything. So 1,200 for a brand new core 1 pre-assembled. For that price, I can get 3 upgrade kits. Can we take a serious second here to just appreciate how amazing of a deal that is? I just got available to watch. What's up, people? What do you mean available to watch? Oh, to chat. No, wait. No, that's not how that works. What's up, RJ? How's it going? Yeah, seriously, we definitely need to talk about how insane of a value this upgrade path is for people, because for the price of a single core 1, you can upgrade 3 Mark IV's. It's insane. So yeah, for the price, so mind you, I have not paid for these printers. Full disclosure, these were provided to me. Nevertheless, if I had bought these brand new, let's say I bought them as a kit, 700, 700, 700. 700 for each as a kit. Each of these is $700 for a kit. Right? Okay. Hey, let's do some simple math. What's 5 minus 3? That's 2. Yeah? Okay. So this plus the price of the upgrade kit is about 1,300. But the difference is that if I had bought these like 2 years ago, then I would have spent the 700 2 years ago, and then I would pay the literal remainder price of a core 1 kit to get a core 1 using my old parts. It's such a good deal. And I say this because previous upgrade paths haven't necessarily been the best deals. I like how you can go on Marketplace or something, and there are printers that are upgradable. So it's stopping from... Yeah, absolutely. It's stopping from landfills. Again, the best part about this is that it truly is paying the difference between the two machines. It's not really, you know... let's be real. The upgrade... Hey, Skyrim, what's up? The upgrade from the MK3 to MK4, it was a good upgrade. Let's be real. It was a good upgrade. It was a little bit of a hard pill to swallow, because essentially you were getting a whole new printer in terms of electronics. But I wouldn't say the MK4 to S was that steep. Like, it was like what, $200, $100, $200? Let's look. Let's see. Yeah, MK4 to MK4S. It's $100. That's really reasonable. Considering you're getting a high flow nozzle. So you're getting a new CHC high flow nozzle. You're getting a new blower fan. You're getting PCCF printed parts, which are really good quality. And what else are you getting? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. You're getting the NFC chip. And Yeah, okay, that is essentially it. When you take into account, yeah, when you take all that into account, $100 really isn't unreasonable. It's all right. Would you ever consider doing a Prusa XY? Nah. I'd be quicker to do Prusawire. Don't forget the university aspect where people only have budget up to a certain dollar amount without approval. Yes, that too. Yeah, so for universities and other organizations, that budget amount is usually $5,000. Yeah. So like you could get 10 upgrade kits before you have to hit that, you know, approval limit for a lot of companies. Which is amazing. For the core, for MK4S to Core 1. Even more reason to find them cheap. Yeah, 100%. Like, I will admit, I feel a little dumb having bought 2 Prusa Minis for essentially the price of a upgrade kit. Now that I'm looking back at that. But I needed 2 auxiliary printers at the time, and that was going to be way faster than waiting for Core 1. And those are still going to be phenomenal auxiliary printers. I mean, all of this was printed in a day. These Prusa Minis are just pushing out plastic. I printed all of these in a day. These are great. Yeah, so Prusa XY frame requires, or the Prusa XY requires an MK3 frame to drill for the 2040. Yeah, so with the Prusawire, we're working on it so you don't have to drill anything, and it just works with the frame. So no permanent modifications needed. It'll just work really well. All right, I'm removing the MK4S to Core 1 conversion kit from my inventory. DigiKey still has access to Prusa MK3. Yeah. So my MK4 was still 848 with shipping, 116 for S with shipping, and Core 1 conversion is 516. Yeah. So Prusawire is not Core XY, it's Core XZ. Because it's a switch wire merged with the Prusa. I'm fine with bed slingers. I don't necessarily care about Core XY all too much. Yeah, you get a lot of speed improvements out of it, but I don't care about it all too much. Because here's my thing. I'm gonna have a speed demon printer. And I have a couple. Like, my positron is definitely a speed demon. But I care more about reliability. And the MK4S is phenomenally reliable. So I don't necessarily care too much about it. I don't necessarily care too much about it, you know, being a Core XY or not. Because remember, kinematics systems are just kinematic systems. And while, yes, you can get faster speeds out of a Core XY, there are other aspects other than the kinematic system that actually really matter to both the speed and to the reliability of a printer. One of the most important aspects is going to be your extruder. Don't kinematic shame me. I'm gonna kinematic shame you all I want. No, but the most important aspect is going to be your extruder and your hot end. That is going to determine how much plastic you can push. Oh, and your material choice. Your material choice is also extremely important. That is going to be what determines your actual throughput of material. it is not necessarily going to be how fast the kinematics can go. Because, let's be real, all kinematics can go really fast. If you get the right motor on the right belt and you get everything done right, every kinematics can be whipping. Let's not forget, it was a modified Ender 3 that held the world record for speed benching. So, Core XY is generally better because you're having two motors control the X and Y axis simultaneously. But that doesn't that does allow for faster speeds, but honestly, what's unlocking the speeds is not it's going to be the extruder and the hot end. That's going to be what's unlocking the speeds for the most part. So yeah, my K1 has no upgrade that I can do myself except for a CFS upgrade to make it multicolor. Can't wait for that to come in the suite. Nice. I think my MK3S will remain what it is. It prints nice quality, and I build a cool Octopi touchscreen for it. I mean, you could do a Prusawire upgrade to it. So the Prusawire will reuse an MK3 frame. Hey, Bearded Printer, welcome. Prusawire will reuse your MK3 frame or a Bear frame, and it will reuse almost all of the electronics of an MK3 because you can clipperize the INC board. So it will work. You just need you just need another X motor. That's it. You just need another X motor, and it will work. So if you want to dip your toes into Prusawire, you have a great upgrade path there, and it likely will be faster. It will likely match the speed of MK4S and or be faster. Depends. Whew. Reddit would like you to know that they've recently updated their privacy policy and user agreement. How you doing, Bearded Printer? Hope you're having a good day. I have another cool thing to share. This is related to Prusa. This is related to Prusa 3D on the subreddit. So if you frequent the subreddit, I have added flares to people's accounts. So you can, if you have an MK3, MK4, or Core 1, or XL, or SL1S, or Mini, you can add a flare to your username in the subreddit now. I was given full access as a moderator, so I was just like, let me do this fun thing. No one's done this fun thing. Let me do this fun thing. Yeah, it is. Reddit is unique. It definitely is. It's unique. I don't want to say that it's outdated. I think the Reddit interface works well for what Reddit is. It is different than what traditional social media is, because Reddit is more like a forum than it is a social media platform. So remember that Reddit is more like a forum. It's not like Discord. It's not like Twitter. It's not like Facebook. It's a forum. And the idea is that you can start a forum thread, and then people can reply to it, and you can reply to those reply threads, and there is data that can be searched through Google and accessed. So it works for what it is. Not bad. I wouldn't say it's outdated. I would just say it is... I'm not sure. Yeah, Reddit does predate a bunch of social medias. So, like, I mean, if you look at Blue Sky is definitely my favorite platform. Blue Sky is doing a lot of neat things that I really like, but it's brand new. And it is also made by ex-Twitter devs, but it's brand new. So it has the opportunity to do some cool stuff. Reddit is basically community-based, so I can see how it can be cool to connect. Yeah. Bleach is delicious. That is an amazing username. I love it. That is a perfectly chaotic username. I love it. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Oh, hi, Gemma. And information is searchable. That is also equally wonderful. Yeah, that makes things a lot easier to find when you're looking for things. Because so Positron uses Discord heavily, and one of the problems with Discord is that you can't search Discord on Google, so you can't find things unless you're in the community and you're actively in it. That is one thing that we know is problematic with the Positron Discord, because Discord's just not good for searching things. That's why we encourage when people make mods or stuff like that, we encourage them to put it on other platforms, not just in the Positron Discord, because that stuff should be searchable. But we are always going to make sure that things aren't GitHub, things are on Reddit. We're doing a new push for searchability because that's important. You mean you don't like telling people to read the channel pins 70 million times a day? No! We actually don't use pins that much in the Positron Discord. What we do is we use forum posts, and we link back to forum posts. And what we do is we make sure the top post in that is always up to date. So it's just like, yeah, check out that forum post. It's usually going to be the first thing people see, and they'll read it. It works really well. Are those almost done? I'd like them to be done. I need to figure out something. What can we... I want to design stuff and work on stuff, but like, we have to wait for the printers to be done. We're in a hurry up and wait situation. Oh, wait, I know what to show off. We've been working on something very interesting for Positron. So, here. You may have seen it on my table, but let's go back here. So, I have 3 power banks right here. Okay. 2 of these, you cannot run a positron off of them. 1 of these, you can. Well, actually, that's wrong. All of these you can't because these are not high quality enough, but in theory, 1 of these can. That's this one. The reason this one can run a positron is because it's 140 watt output. This will output 140 watts. See? So, this one can't, and this one can't, because these max out at 100 watt output. Considering that the positron hot end is 70 watts, yeah, these definitely can't keep up. But this one, if this had better internal circuitry, can. So, we're working on something. And if you saw Strange Parts, Scotty, you saw his latest video, then you'll have an idea of what we're working on. It's this. This little guy right here. Now, obviously, you're likely wondering, what the hell am I holding right now? The long and short... Hey, Cyber Bob, welcome. The long and short of it is this. You have primary DC here, secondary DC here, and then your DC output here. This is a very simple circuit that will automatically cut over when power is lost. It's not a UPS circuit. Let's be clear. It's not a UPS circuit. But the idea is that you can have two power sources, and if power is lost on your primary, it cuts over to secondary. Even though I have been a subscriber since before his incident, I haven't seen it yet. Incident? How much of a delay? Well, there you go. You'll find out in a moment how much of a delay. Yeah, we're not on super low latency anymore, so. But yeah, so this is something we're working on, and you can infer as to what the use case of this is. It is absolutely insane what that's going to be able to do, and we are very excited for it. We are very, very excited for it. It's going to be wild. How much of a delay? Instant. Instant. I can't prove it. I don't have it set up right now. But yeah, the idea is that you could use just a standard power supply inside your printer, and then say power goes out. If you have a power brick or a power bank plugged into it, it can run off that for a couple hours. We tested it. We were able to print a quarter, and I'm saying a quarter because we decided to stop it. We were able to print a quarter of an ASA test cube. We stopped it after a quarter because we were doing it open air. Oh, his concussion. Yes. I forgot about that. Scotty's doing good. He's doing pretty good. Is this going to be a Positron exclusive? I mean, for now it is, because that's what we're developing on. But I don't see why other 24-volt systems could use this. But that's the caveat. We're using 24-volt systems. A lot of printers nowadays are using things like an AC bed. That won't work with this, because this is for DC only. We don't like AC beds because AC beds are spicy. They're great for machines that stay plugged in permanently, but yeah, they're not the most efficient. They're great for heating up stuff really quickly, but if you want to run a 3D printer off of a battery, you do not want an AC bed. You want a PCV bed running DC voltage. That is how you have a printer run off of a battery efficiently. Because when you look at it. So again, AC beds are great for heating up quickly because you're just running AC voltage through the bed and you're heating it up as quickly as you can. That's great for that use case. But as soon as you want to run that printer off a battery, what you have to do is you have to use a inverter to turn your DC voltage into AC voltage, and that process is so inefficient. That's why UPS systems usually only last 30 minutes to an hour. Only what you need to shut everything down. That is why UPS systems typically will not work for extended periods of time. UPS systems, for the most part, are only designed, at least in the enterprise level, UPSs are only there to either let something gracefully shut down or let it run just long enough for a generator to kick on. So if your printer is using AC voltage, sadly, there is no way for it to run an extended period of time off of just batteries unless you have something like a power wall installed in your home. So that is one of the reasons why we're always going to stick with DC printers. All of our printers will always be DC powered. One, it's safer to handle. We initially thought about making... Oh, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. I almost leaked something there. There were ideas of the possibility of figuring out a safe way to use AC voltage on a bed. And we decided against it because... Bird here, Nomad, don't. Well, I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about something really old. So this was like pre-Positron V3. We thought about using AC in some way, shape, or form, but there was absolutely no way we could do that safely. Especially with the way portability was. So we decided to stick with DC. Sticking with DC, we're not even going to deal with AC voltage. It's also why we don't support internal power supplies for Positron, because all internal power supplies for Positron are skeleton power supplies, and they're a little spicy. I think I just made Burb clench a bit. Is it bad that I'm opening up the Discord to see? No. Okay. Yeah, the that was a fun conversation with Kraylin. Oh god. Yeah. I think what else. But using DC voltage is also how, for example, Prusas have the power panic. Yeah, so for everyone who doesn't know, Burb, insert creative name there, is a member of the Positron team. They are Burb on Discord. They're awesome. We love Burb. Burb's great. Burb helped a lot with the Prusawire concept when we went to release it for April Fool's joke. A lot of the work for that was done by Koosh and Burb. So, yeah, a lot of work was done by them on that. And they did a great job. We handed off the project to Ella Fox, who she's been doing great on the proper iteration. And we are so happy with how that's looking. It's really been such an amazing team effort. And it's really interesting, actually. Let's talk about that a little bit. So the Prusawire, I like to call it a baton project, because we passed the baton. I started off working on it. Actually, hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I got some show and tell items to show off. So I was teasing people for so long on my streams because I had this on my desk, not explaining anybody what this was. So what this was our first iteration of a motor mount for Prusawire. I designed this. I was actually really proud of it because the idea was that this would allow you to use the MK4 frame while having a really good motor mount for the Core XC. We're not using this anymore because we came up with a better solution. A much better solution, trust me. Oh my god, it's so much better. And it is more like the original Switchwire motor mounts. But yeah, so we designed this, and this was great. And this was with the original April Fool's release. It uses, or can use both. Optionally, you could use square nuts. So you got slots for square nuts. Or you can use heat set inserts. That is an option as well. And let's see, can I get this out actually? Let me see. Can I show this off? Where are my tools? Here we go. We'll get to the spaghetti that's to the right of me in a moment. Man. Oh, God. That scared me. I was literally about to say, man, this is taking a while. All right. So I can't get those. You love no watch. Uh-oh. Oh no. Failure. Will Robinson. We've had a significant failure. First to connect. Black Widow. Current file. Cancel. 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 Damn, we had failures. Not good. Alright. I don't know if those have canceled successfully, but we'll find out. Keep my eye on that. Anyway, yeah, TechJeeper loves watching me screw on stream. Thanks, Tech. I'll let you know when my only screws, or my only benchies comes out. Damn, I made these capture the screws. There we go, a little too well. So I made this a little captive for the screws, so that it's a little bit easier to prep them for mounting. Okay. There we go. Covered those. This is just a standard Switchwire motor. Standard NEMA 17. So the way that this is designed, I'm super proud of this. Let me... oh, those are done. Sweet. Okay. So as you can see here, you have just enough space with a long iron to kind of get in there and put in heat set insert right there if you wanted to. So you can put heat set inserts there. Thanks for reminding me I gotta do a benchy off with a coworker. Hell yeah, man. So you have just enough space to get a heat set insert in there if you really wanted to put heat set inserts there. But of course, I've designed it so you can do square nuts there, there, and there. So super simple. Printing orientation is this way, so you print it, you know, that way. And if you look, all of the actual holes are designed to be printed. You have a 45 there, so the teardrop shape. But this is specifically so we can print this way, and then bridge that gap, because this curve is not steep enough to be an overhang. So this will print just fine. And then it will print the overhang there wonderfully. Obviously, kind of the same thing up here. Made sure that the top there was at least decent enough. It's not perfect, but if you have a good printer, that overhang can easily be achieved. And then just everything else on the inside of this geometry was specifically designed to be under 45 degrees so that all of it was printable. Like, this is relatively complex geometry that can be pulled off relatively easily. And this is over-engineered. 100%. This is over-engineered. I am so proud of this. We're not using it anymore. I am still so proud of this. And of course, in the middle there is a spot for a bearing. I don't know why. I just put a bearing in there. This was a good design. I'm happy with this design. Very proud of it. But let me show you glue-on. This is an original test of glue-on. So you have the extruder hub here, and then you have two idlers. And yeah, this is a glue-on, or an early version of it. This is an extruder that is less than a centimeter off the motor, or about a centimeter. I am so proud of this design too. So let me open this up for you and show you the inside of this. Oh, that is large. I have two flags. Get out of here, flathead. There we go. Found the right bit. So we've been making a lot of progress on glue-on, and I'm very, very happy with this. This is an older version, but our newer version is on the heels of this. So the idea was to take a orbital FFF. I honestly forgot the back of the LTT. Yeah. I love it. So we take this off. Look at that. This is where your planetary gears are. So normally in an orbiter, your planetary gears are the ones that are spinning, and they attach to a spider shaft that gives you your output. I decided, what if we just leave them static like this and have the external gear be what rotates? And this worked really well. Like, oh my god, this worked so well. Since you're Nomad's Galaxy, does that make those intergalactic planetary? Chesney will dance our team! In the final version of Gluon, it's a similar concept where the planetary gears are being mounted to a top plate. Don't you fail again on me. I will call Joseph on you. The concept for this is genius. But what I want to highlight with these two items is the so far a very interesting design design path of positron, and we are using this now, at least in all of our active projects. And the idea is it's pretty straightforward. It is that one person comes up with the idea, and it is a idea that in practice will work. 100% will work in practice. And so far, I will admit I've been the core idea maker so far. I came up with Gluon, I came up with the Prusawire, and a couple of other things that we're working on. But I've not been the one actively working on them. I started out with an idea, and then other people came and be like, no, let me do this better. I can do this better. But it is interesting because it's like we're running a relay race. And we're not really racing to get anywhere anytime soon, but it's more that we are collaboratively doing a relay together. You know, I was the one who started with the baton, and I passed it on to somebody. And then somebody took that baton, and they started running with it. And then sometimes they'll pass that baton, and then someone else starts running with it. And we kind of keep doing that in circles. And rather than all of us working together at once at the same time, we're doing this baton passing. And it is interesting to see how that's working, because I did Prusawire initially. I had a lot of Prusawire done. I just needed the X gantry to be done. Burb and Kush would tell you that. And then I handed the baton off to them, and then they did the electronics box. They did the X gantry. They took my idea and they saw it to completion. And then we were gonna move to making that like the release, but then Ella Fox stepped in and they started reworking everything we did. We handed the baton off to Ella Fox, and she started running with it full speed, and she's been running with it ever since, and she's been doing a phenomenal job. And this baton passing, what I'm finding as a project lead, what's interesting is that this has allowed us to touch a lot of different aspects of a project that we may not normally have been able to engross ourselves in. So not many of us really understood how to do PCB design, but here we are making our own PCBs. And not many of us have been familiar with, you know, kinematic design, but the way we're passing off the baton is someone who is knowledgeable in one thing will get the ball going, and then somebody who has more knowledge in this other area will then take the baton and start building upon that, and so on and so forth. All right, just double checking that print, make sure it's not failing anymore. And then what this does is we have this feedback loop of working off each other's ideas in a positive way. We're not going and saying, oh, your idea is stupid. It's more, hey, hold on, I think we have another approach to this that might be better. And we all watch the idea blossom. from this seed of a concept into this beautiful flower of a more refined ideology. And it's awesome. It is so cool to watch. And I see it happening in real time all the time now. And I'm so proud of the Positron team for having, honestly, very organically grown this approach. This was not something that we, sat down and said, this is how we're going to do it. This was not something where we sat down and said, we're going to do it this way. This is the way we're going to do it, and we want to do it this way. It was very truly chaos. And I love it. Steven says, you got a team, not a group of people. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Maybe I'm just so used to the old way that we did it, and I'm not used to having like a proper team. Because when Positron started, it was just me and Kraylin. Kraylin then had to step away. It was me and Sample Name, and that was it. There wasn't really a team. It was just me and Sample, and we just kind of threw our heads at it, and we figured it out. And we worked with LDO very closely to kind of get past that goal line. But now we got so many people working on so many different things. It feels good. It feels real good. Let me get these things off the printers real quick. So here's the idea. So obviously they're still printing right now, so I can't really fully utilize it, but the idea is pretty straightforward. This will attach here, then we'll have another one attached here, and then this is going to be our mounting point. That way I can take it off, easily put wires in, or route wires through here. So this will act as a nice, like, nest. Very simple. And I obviously have all these grid points. I could add attachments if I want to. So, let's see. Don't really have any ways to mount these yet because they're still printing. I was part of one before management broke it up at my old job. Damn. That sucks. Yeah, I've had some, I've heard some stories about my previous job, about, where they're at. Very interesting. Needless to say, I am glad I got out when I did. I've been printing multi-pins like crazy the last few days. Dude, I'm hooked. Like, I got bit by the bug, and I've just been in. So right now, Cyberbob, you weren't here when we first described. We're using the So, this is the next project. This is going underneath my desk, so it's mounting literally in this orientation, right underneath my desk. And this is going to be a raceway for all the cables, as well as the power strips and everything underneath my desk. And there is a system out there called Underwear that is designed to work with Multiboard, but it's confusing as hell, and the files are just scattered across printables, across Maker World, and I don't like it. But now that there's bin on bin stuff, we're printing out the brackets to like mount these together. The idea is that this is going to be a raceway, so that this will go underneath my desk like this, and I can put things in the tray. So I'm still going strong with the 3x3 multi-bin grid, because like this is good. That's strong. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the strength of that. Very happy. And everything's clicking together really nice. Loving it. Just in love with it. Just realizing the exposure is a little high. Why do you so the plate snaps are going to be our mounting method. I showed it off earlier, but one second. The idea is that since this is for raceways, no, not for rigidity. It's for options. I like to fill up my multi-bin grids. I know that like you should kind of leave it open. I like to fill it up because I think it looks aesthetically pleasing. So you're fine. You're fine. I'm happy to reiterate it. Happy. Where is my... Here it is. So, with this, I'm using these pins to mount my stuff to. But with this, normally, with multi-bin, you'd only be able to put them in spots like right here. So if I just, put it in... That's kind of it, right there. Right? And then there, and then with a 3x3, skip these two. They go there. Not great. But with this, I use these tiles here, these ones right here. I use that for mounting the actual connectors. So if I were to take these out, let's do that real quick. Actually, I don't have to. That back in. So here is an example. Right there, that's going to be my mounting point to other tiles. That this can join everything together and be fine. But because of the way I do my 3x3s, that means all my corners have to be populated by this plate. So that's okay. Because what that does is that gives me my standard connection mount. So if I show you, go in here. Now, if we look at this from this standpoint, the idea is that the raceway is going to be attached with this plate here. The same plate that the multi-bins use. So, right there is a centered snap. So, that would allow me to center my raceway with the grid, have no problems. That's just right there, right? Okay. Say I want to run a raceway that's just 1x1 like this, right? Very, very simple little raceway, nothing complicated. Well, say I want that to be an offshoot from here. Well, I could keep it centered with the grid. I could do that. Or I can offset it. So obviously we have the example of one right there. And then, hey, here's an offset. And that, right there, that is a half offset. So that's half offset from the tiles. So half in on all directions. So that allows me to kind of be a little bit more dynamic. But there's one more type of offset that I can do with this. If I go over here, and I use this plate, I now have a quarter offset. So now that is offset by 1/4 of the grid. It's not offset by a half, it's offset by a whole quarter. So with this, not fully in. There we go. Now it's fully in. Yep. So with this, I have a lot more flexibility on where I can actually mount these items to. And I can do offsets in different directions and just be a little bit more fluid in where I'm placing the raceways. So that's why we're doing it in this method and with these different mounting snaps. The actual raceways themselves for the cables aren't really going to have any plate snaps because the plate snaps are just here. What the heck is... Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Dark, for letting me know about that. That is a bug with the whole system. I use Voice Meter Banana for to amplify my microphone a bit and to help clean it up a bit. My computer's really old, and there's oftentimes a bug where if it runs for too long, it completely garbles the audio, and it's a CPU problem. Still crap. What? Testing. Whoa. Testing. Hello. Okay. That's better. But this is my lav mic now. What? That's really weird. I don't understand. Well, at least this isn't crackly anymore. This used to be crackly. Maybe... Hold on. Is it you? Are you the problem? Maybe? I will reboot later. Funnily enough, this is tying back into what I was saying earlier, which is my computer is old. My computer is really, really old. I'm running a 9th gen CPU, Intel i9 9th gen. She's struggling. She's really struggling. I think this is the year my desktop's gonna retire, either voluntarily or not. I need a new computer. I need it bad. Anyway, I'm glad this is working, because this actually was not working quite well not that long ago. So I'm actually really glad this is working now. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That's something I'm working on. I'm trying to get that all solved. We'll get there at some point. This train is held on by strings and twine. Let's see, what time is it? It is 10:50. Let me go ahead and grab the Filament giveaway link. Put this back. Just so you all can get in on that giveaway. I was running a Core, oh god, 2 years ago. Oh god. Okay, accepting responses. And then delete all responses. There we go. Copy responder link. All right. Hey, real quick, if you actually want to get a chance to win this Filament giveaway, make sure you're subscribed. Now, I don't care if you stay subscribed afterwards. If you do, thank you. I appreciate you. If you don't, whatever, subscribe to what you like. But
in an attempt to prevent bots from stealing the filament. What I've done is I've set the chat to subscriber only mode. Now, what that means is that you have to be subscribed for at least like 5 minutes or something. And after the 5 minutes, you're able to chat in the channel. Now, why is this important? Because bots will like subscribe for a minute or two and then do a spam and then get deleted, or something along those lines. So we use the subscription feature to filter out bots from the chat. This just makes chat a lot nicer for everybody. I think we can all agree on that. But also what's important is that when we do the filament giveaway, I'm going to call someone's name and that person has to say that they're here. And if you don't say that you're here, we skip you. We move on. Because that's another way we prevent bots from winning our giveaways here, is because we make sure that the person is present, paying attention, and is here. Obviously, yes, that is me rewarding you for paying attention. But look, if I'm just on in the background and you hear your name, that's fine. I just appreciate you all. But yes, so please make sure, if you want to actually win the filament and you're not subscribed, get subscribed just so you can participate in the chat in order to win said filament. And then whatever you do with that subscription afterwards is all up to you. You think I give a shit? Yes, I just always like to make sure that that is communicated as clearly as possible. Because I would hate to call on somebody that wins and they straight up cannot respond. No, Damascus. Prusawire discussion is ongoing the whole time. So if you have any questions about Prusawire, let me know. I am happy to answer as much as I possibly can. Or alternatively, you can stay subscribed to get notifications when you go live. I mean, hey, I don't really post videos. I do post shorts every once in a while, but every live stream we do a filament giveaway. Every live stream, and we're always giving away Jesse filament. Thank you to my employer, Printed Solid and Prusa, for the ability to give away Jesse filament. Also, thank you, Prusa, as always, for the positron print farm that we have. Not soon. Well, maybe soon. I have the frames to do it. I don't have the electronics. I know I have the electronics. I have a switch wire that's not in functional condition because I modded it way too far. So we are going to tear that switch wire down and we are going to take it for parts and we are going to use it to build a Prusawire. I just have to make sure I have everything I need. But yes, we will be, one second. We will be streaming Prusawire when it is ready. And I am very excited for that. One second, I had a question asked of me by a very close friend of mine. Oh, what are you doing? No. Okay, you're good. Oh, there's a new share button. Look at that. And then, what? Discord? Discord. All right, sorry. Coordinating things. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be streaming a Prusawire. I'm excited for that. My biggest thing, though, here's my biggest thing. My biggest thing is that I was really hoping the process was gonna be this. I was hoping by this time, Curtain and Solid would have the MK4S to Core 1 upgrade kits, and for us to do Core 1 upgrade, Prusawire build, Core 1 upgrade, Prusawire build, Core 1 upgrade, Prusawire build. So that I would have 3 Core 1s and then a shelf above it, all Prusawire. That is what I was hoping to do. That is not, sadly, what I'm going to be able to do because we haven't gotten the Core 1 upgrade kits to print a solid just yet. We're working on it. But yeah, that I wanted to. I will be showing the intended, like, the intended route of the Prusawire, which is you upgrade a Mark 4S to a Core 1, and then you use all the leftover parts to build a Prusawire. Because that remember, that is what spurred on the idea. That is the original root of the idea that came that started Prusawire. So I'm going to be showcasing that exact path. And we're going to do it for all the printers. It's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. I'm excited for it. The rest of this year is likely going to be mostly... I told you to cancel. Are you still trying to print things that you can't do? Is it because... that why? Have you not been able to process things because I was technically on the cancel menu on the printer? I'm waiting for Prusa Connect to update. But it's just taking its sweet dandy time. Random. Probably going to go through 100%, 110% of Tesla long-range battery today for regular... Oh man, that's spicy. I haven't done that on my Tesla yet. And I thankfully haven't done that. My longest road trip so far in my Tesla has been driving up to Manchester and back. That's been my longest road trip in my Tesla, which was a great road trip in the Tesla. I left here at like 10 o'clock. I got to my destination at like midnight, or like 1 or 2 a.m. actually. No, I left at 5. I left at 5 o'clock and got there at midnight. That was when I did the Deca video with Joel Tellen. Yeah, that was one hell of a trip. But yeah, that was fun. I'm way more willing to do road trips now in my Tesla after having done that, because I only had to stop to charge 2 times, and each time was only a 30-minute break. I parked and I watched Gurren Lagann. I was happy. It was great. I would 100% do it again. One of the tricks when it comes to long road trips, every 2 hours, find a place to stop, get out and stretch your legs for 10 minutes. Trust me, being cooped up in a car for many hours on end, you'll go crazy. Like, you're gonna hate it. That's why getting out, stretching your legs, taking breaks, it's healthy. It's really important to do that. Because your blood's not like clotting or anything. It's good to do. Gives your car a bit of a break. Not that your car really needs the break, but it gives your car a little bit of a break. It allows it to cool down a bit. I learned that the hard way when it came to driving down to Florida, and our air compressor, or our AC, froze over. So I learned that the hard way. Stopping and taking breaks was important for my car to allow its thing to thaw out. And so the great thing about the Teslas is that EV cars in general, let me be clear, I got the car before the crazy man. It's just good. EVs are great. I'm sticking with EV. You know what? Here's a fun thing for us to look at. Have you guys heard about Aptera? Have you heard about Aptera? I am curious. This is Aptera. This is what I am hoping is my next car. Weird looking, right? So it's a two-seater, but it is super aerodynamic. As far as I'm aware, they're not using like any metal. It is all carbon fiber composite, but a shit ton of trunk space. Yeah, everyone's saying 2 to 3 more years. I have my place in line. I have my place in line, and I'm relatively early. I put $100 down. I'm so looking forward to this. I want this so bad. Where is it? Media room. Here we are. Such a pretty looking vehicle. I want it so bad. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm not a huge fan of the interior, like at all. The final price, so there, it's the classic. We're aiming for 30, but it's probably gonna be like 40 or 50. So I'm iffy about the interior. Mind you, this is not. If they stay at 30,000, it's not a premium interior. So if this stays at 30,000, I can understand. There's your vents right there. That's where your vents are. I don't like it. I don't like it. I understand the whole touchscreen thing because touchscreens are now the thing. I'm just not a huge fan about the vents. That's just me. The steering wheel is. I don't like that they went the Tesla route and went with a yoke. My driving habit relies on it being a full wheel because, like, when I'm driving, you know, when I turn the wheel and I let go to let it turn back, I use that, you know, to do that. And yeah, they got rid of the hub motor, which I'm sad about. I don't. They have a stock. They have a stock. I'm happy. My Tesla doesn't have a stock. I'm annoyed that I don't have a stock. I see they changed the cup holders. The cup holders used to just be like. This is the Aptera. This is what I'm hoping to be like my next vehicle, but. Yeah, the production intent is very different from the original concept, which is to be expected. It's just, yeah, I'm a little. I'm waiting a bit, but if we look at the aerodynamics, this is just like the biggest thing. It is super aerodynamic. It is supposedly going to be the most aerodynamic vehicle on the market. And so it can get up to 400 plus miles. They claim that one of their models will be able to do 1,000 miles per charge, which is what I'm really looking forward to. Whether that is true or not, no idea. But I hope it's successful. But let's look at this. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's the slate truck, which, can we just say, that little animation right there, that's cute. I like it. I like that little touch of an animation. I like it. Three-wheel cars don't have to follow car safety regulations. Yeah, that is a concern I have. So, this is an interesting vehicle. It is, if you haven't heard, it's a $20,000 electric vehicle truck. I don't like this. Hear me out. I like really good audio. This tells me that, you know, I like really good surround sound audio. I personally would not like having a Bluetooth speaker in the middle of my dash being the source of my music and everything, because it just would not feel, my ears would pick up on how weird that is. Let's look at this real quick. Let's actually look at it. So, what can I do here? Click. Nothing. Oh, wait, what? All right, personalize. Let's look at this. Let's go with the sunny side. Why not? I like that. Or no, the mud map. No, that's not orange. Which one's orange? That's not really orange. Fine. All right, body style. Let's see. My hearing is shot. As long as it sounds good, I'm good. The Tello MT1. I'll check that out in a moment. What I do like about this, what I really do like about this, is that it is similar to a Jeep in ideology. All right. Interior. Let's see here. So you got console. Cool. You got seats. You got, yeah, knobs and shit. Cool. Yeah, there really isn't much. Audio and tech. Yeah, you have no option for anything. You can't get speakers. Okay. I doubt they're gonna sound good. All right. Let's check out this Tello. Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah, I've seen this. I really like the front of it because that's actually a lot safer because you can see the road a lot easier. 350 miles, not bad. See, I want a mini truck. I really want a mini truck. I want a mini truck that will work well in the city. And that's why I like the Aptera, because it's kind of a mini truck. ID Buzz, dude, that's expensive. It's a mini bus. And the import fees on that right now? Oh. Has a mid gate. The ID Buzz is really cool. I will give it that. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this and actually looking at some of the specs, this might be. All right, this has me. This has me a bit. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. I will keep this in mind. You can see me driving the ID Buzz. All right, hold up. I know what it looks like, but let's pull it up just so everyone else. Required only. Out of my face. Hello? Load? Never mind. Like, I like it. I do really like the ID Buzz. It's a minibus. I think it's dope, but it's also really expensive. I saw Linus Tech Tips video on it, and yeah, there's some things that he shares that like definitely are turn downs for me. I forget the exact ones, but I think it's definitely like it's a slow vehicle. It's not a fast pickup. The thing I love about my Tesla is that there have been many times in my Tesla where things have been a little sketchy. Just like a truck getting too close, or someone swerving left and right, or best example yesterday, people going 30 miles an hour in a 50 zone. And like they were riding each other's butts, and it was just not safe. My Tesla has enough pickup where I could just go around it, get out of the situation in under a second because of how fast the 0 to 60 is. It is the fastest car I've ever owned in 0 to 60. And that's important to me because I can get around shit without worrying about it being dangerous. With something like the ID Buzz, your pickup is really slow. And I don't want to go back to slow pickup because that scares me. And I like being able to get out of situations really quickly when I have to. Are any of you done yet? 40 minutes? Seriously? Oh. Painful, 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 painful. Yeah, I got a forklift at home, so I'm gonna need 10K towing it. I have a mini drive, time 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, EVs aren't for everybody. EVs are perfect for me. I'm like the person that EVs are like perfectly made for. I know I'm unique with that, but my commute is only 30 minutes long, so I don't use that much electricity. Hey Cody, welcome. We are printing stuff for Multibin. The idea is that I'm putting Multibin, so I'm putting this underneath my desk. So I'm mounting it like this, literally just like that. And I'm creating, using the grid on grid update from Multigrid, I'm creating raceways so I can put cables underneath my desk. And also give spots to like mount my my power strips and everything. So that's what we're working on right now. We're waiting on some of the parts to print, but some of these parts take 2 hours to print because of how many perimeters they have. So we won't see these be done tonight because I don't want to be streaming that late, but next stream we'll have a lot more done. So right now we're talking about EVs and what's kind of cool in the market. We talk about obviously Tesla, we talk about the Slate, we talk about Aptera, we talk about the ID Buzz. EV van would have been perfect when I was a carpenter. Most tradesmen never drive more than 100 miles. Yeah. So I had, oh, this chair is getting fun. I had a Kia Optima hybrid. Now, I hate that car. It was not a plug-in hybrid. And that is why I hated that car. Because the only way for me to charge the battery on that hybrid was to drive downhill. That was the only way I could actually charge the battery. I never got that battery more than 70%. And they were also lead acid batteries, so they weren't really good EV batteries. Because it was a hybrid, and it was a 2016 hybrid. So, not the best. On my commute, I spent $80 a week in gas. It was expensive. And because the car just wasn't really fuel efficient. Because it had a really bad EV system. There really wasn't anywhere for me to utilize the hybrid system in the best way. It just wasn't good. I now pay in electricity for my car and for the driving I do. I pay $80 a month. So I've essentially cut. I I'm now paying essentially a quarter of what I used to when it comes to paying for my commute. It is so good. Yeah, need more infrastructure. Absolutely. In the Philadelphia area, we have a ton of EV infrastructure, and along the Northeast corridor, we also have a lot. That's why I was able to get up to Manchester with no issues, because there was plenty of charging spots. If I were to try and drive out to Colorado, I would certainly be more cautious, because I think there's not as many charging spots along that route. But up and down the West Coast and up and down the East Coast, there's plenty of charging spots if your commute is within those areas. Mind you, I charge at home. I do not charge at superchargers unless I have to. And my house is powered by solar panels. Not directly, there's a solar farm nearby. So I know my power is green. I'm getting green power, which makes me feel good, because I know I'm not necessarily contributing to, carbon emission. Elephant in the room. Yes. The process of making an electric vehicle is far worse for the environment than the process for making a normal vehicle. However, once that is done, it does not emit any additional fossil fuels into the atmosphere. So, what did you figure out for the drawers? Nothing much yet. I'm going to work with Gerari to see if he could make a version of his drawers that are for multi-bin, because while I have the file, he has the original files, and he could probably do this a lot better than me. I definitely need to get back into the tool bin project at some point, because my desk is cluttered. I have to figure it all out again. I just have to refigure it out, because yeah, the current system I tried to put in didn't work out, and yeah, I have to plan it out, and that's a tricky part. Replanning it out sucks. Essentially, I need to stagger the drawers, so that the weight is evenly distributed amongst the drawers. But doing that also staggers the drawers, so it's not as nice in my brain. My OCD doesn't really like it all that much. Good evening, Mike V. Welcome to the stream. In about, I want to say 10 minutes here, we'll do our filming giveaway. I think that's good. Let's see, how many people we got in that anyway? 29 responses, nice. Got 29 people. Remember, if you are watching the stream and you want to get a chance to win that filament, make sure to get subscribed so that you can actually message in the chat. It's just ways that we prevent bots from trying to get away from filament. So just make sure that you subscribe so that you can chat. Can you cut panels for the drawers at work? Can you cut panels for the drawers at work? Oh, yeah, I can. Like if I stay there during personal time and the machine is not in use or anything, yeah, I can run something on it as long as I don't break it. Then again, we have plenty of spare bits, so if anything did break, we can fix it. But I'm sticking with Gerari for the drawers, so I just print them. I just need to get another XL. That's my biggest issue. I just need to get another XL. Or, I mean, I didn't like the SV08. I really did not like the SV08. So I don't want to have to get another SV08 because I did not like it. I mean, I liked it for what I did with it, but yeah. Use it to make an inner panel you bolt into the 2020. I could. I mean, the other idea is just put 2020. Like, I have additional 2020 cut to do this, and I could buy more 2020. That's certainly an expensive option. But I could just, like, every 2 sets of drawers do 2020. Yeah, Cody, I sold my SVO8. It can be a great printer. Mine was not being a great printer. And I didn't want to put the time into fixing it. So I got it working nicely, sold it to a friend of mine for relatively cheap price, and yeah, they're having fun with it. It's not the printer for me. And that's, I mean, I'm a bit spoiled here. There's nothing necessarily wrong with Soval. I've not had a great experience. Alan Mandic showed the shirt, and I'm like, yeah, I'm buying that right away. I forget who this is from. I have a terrible memory. I just bought some shirt or Doctor Who just had their season finale. Yeah, dude, I love this shirt. Oh wait, you don't know this? I wore this on my first day at Printed Solid. I wore this on my first day. I didn't intend to wear this on my first day, but it came in the day before my first day at Printed Solid. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this. Like, no way I'm not gonna wear this. It was great. Everyone loved it. So Doctor Who just finished the season finale. There's a YouTube channel called Doctor Who Poop, which, if you're not familiar with YouTube Poop, it sounds weird, but it's just really, really weird edits of stuff. In one of the earlier seasons of Doctor Who, there's this character named Dan, and they re-edited Dan to be Evil Dan. And like one of his catchphrases is, "What's the point of being alive with like a frying pan?" And he goes around killing people with a frying pan. Obviously not canonical, but the way they were able to edit it was just so good. And like they would reverse some of the footage. So, like in the show, he's very charitable and like gives people a lot of stuff. But what they do is like they use the frying pan to like be a threatening, like, "Ah, I'm gonna hit you," and then they play the giving videos in reverse, so it looks like he's stealing food from people. So he's Evil Dan, and like, you know, he goes, "Oh, I'm not giving it appropriate justice here," but he, you know, his catchphrase is, "What's the point of being alive?" I got that on a t-shirt now. We finally got there, ladies and gentlemen. We started here, we meandered through the story, and we got there. Case in point, I got a new t-shirt and I'm excited for it to arrive. And that is another topic we could absolutely go over. Hi, Callie. Hello, Jason. Welcome. We have Cat. I swear, my cat makes more appearances on my streams than 3D Musketeers Victoria. Right, Callie? Yeah. Callie, you're a chatty cat, aren't you? Yeah. She headbutts me so aggressive. She's cooler too. Ooh, don't tell him that. Oh, no. We don't rank cats by coolness. All cats are good, unless they're not good cats. All right, Callie, I love you. I love you, Bug. Can you hop down? Thank you. She was like, no. What? I can have full-on
conversations with this cat. And it would never stop. That's Callie in a nutshell. Alright, how much longer are these prints? 20 minutes? Ah, you're killing me. I want these prints now. That's 3D printing in a nutshell. I need to buy my own t-shirt. Hey, if you don't know, I have a merch store. At least I don't have a merch store, but Positron has a merch store. Let me pull this up real quick. So, if you want to rep some Positron merch, just go to Positron 3D.com, right? At the top there's a merch button. You may not have noticed the merch button, but there's a merch button. And we don't have much. We don't have much. Obviously, we have the Positron hat, you know, the one I wear all the time. But we also have the Step File t-shirt, which I am very proud of this. The reason I'm very proud of this is that right there, the underline for .step, that is actually the timeline of one of our step files that is slightly corrupted. That is an actual Positron project step file being shown here. Now I am happy to say that this is a tri-blend. It's a nice shirt. I can't say if the print quality is great because I haven't ordered one of these myself, but we've gotten shirts from this company in the past and they've been good. And of course, hey, do you want the CAD of the Positron with a message reminding you not to print on planes? Here you go. This is the same CAD that we have on all of the staff shirts, except the staff shirts for Positron, it's on our back. This is awesome. We don't have the exploded hot end anymore because they don't like our file and I have to remake it. But if you want to help support the Positron project in a little way, we don't sell this for much. Like, I think we make like at most $3 to $4 per t-shirt at most. We don't make a lot, like especially this exploded cow. I think we made just like $2 off that one. It's great, and we might be adding more stuff in the future just for fun. But yeah, if you want to have some spicy 3D printing shirts, you know where to go. And if you have ideas, I just noticed you can also write to us any town, country. Oh, really? Is it really that generic? Wait, is that real though? No, it is. Wait, is it? Hold on. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's there. Oh no, that is an actual thing. That's an actual thing. That's real. That's a real yeah, that's for the people that make the It's because we're using Printful. For the fulfillment of it. I'm also a hoodie kind of guy, but I like zip up hoodies. I don't like
all one-piece hoodies, because with zip-up hoodies, you can adjust how much air you get. So if we ever sell hoodies, it's going to be a zip-up. Some people have said that they don't like zip-ups, and I don't understand. If you want the hoodie to be closed, just zip it all the way up. It's easy. I know, kangaroo pockets, but still. We should make a zip-up hoodie that allows for a kangaroo pocket, somehow. How have we not figured that out? As an engineering society, how have we not figured out how to make a zip-up hoodie with a appropriate, functional kangaroo pocket? It's so easy. Positron Exploded View hoodie would be sick. We could do that. Look, I need ideas for new merch. So, if you guys ever have any ideas, feel free to message it in the Positron Discord. And we'll happily, do stuff like that. All right, you know what? How about this? When it gets closer to fall, I'll absolutely do that. So, in time for 3D Printopia, I'll make sure that we have a hoodie ready. It doesn't really make sense for me to launch a hoodie right now because it's summer and no one's going to want a hoodie in the middle of summer. But I'll make sure to, Positron comes together, so you zip it up, right? I'll make sure to release a hoodie for fall this year. I think that's totally reasonable. Okay, we have to do a filament giveaway, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and close the responses. You've had plenty of time to hop in on this. Who put emojis? Tech Jeeper. Why do you have... Is that a potato? Water tooth? What? What? Tech Jeeper, you're weird. And I made Positron. You know, I don't know. I'm concerned. If I say it 3 times in a mirror, will I no longer be part of this realm of existence? Will a weird nut thing come and take me away? Oh god, why did I say... Oh. I shouldn't have strung those words together. I regret everything. Yeah, Skyrim needs another roll of filament. Let's go! Good luck, everybody. We're only doing one tonight. Let's see. Who wins the filament? Let us see. Oh. No. 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 Yes. Can we all take a second and recognize how close Skyrim was to winning again? Right? LTX1, right between Dark Third Dimension's joke entry of the real Slim Shady and Skyrim. LTX, yeah, we love you, Skyrim. It's funny that you won like 4 times in a row. LTX, do you want to respin or are you taking the filament? You can choose. Totally up to you, friends. And no, there's nothing wrong with just taking the filament. Let's see. Yeah, man, aquamarine, let's go. All right, let me go ahead and get that order going. Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna bring aquamarine up to Rocky Mountain. And I was gonna give it away to one of our friends, Zach 3D Prints. Zach 3D. I was gonna give it to him because we don't sell, we can't ship Jesse to the EU because of like a ton of paperwork that's involved in that. So Aqua, there we go. Oh man, we are out of aquamarine, but you know what? No, I can't do that. I literally have a sealed pack of aquamarine in my closet because I meant to bring it to yeah, hey, Mandic really this Saturday is doing a stream at 10 a.m. It is a painting stream. Please go check him out when he does that. I'm gonna put the order in even though we are out of stock, because I want you to get that aquamarine. So it's going to be a bit, but I'm gonna put you on the docket. Normally, I ask people to pick a different spool, only because I want you guys to get the filament quickly. I don't want you guys waiting, but I know you really want that aquamarine though, so I'm going to put you on the list for it. Elixir prints just like, so I print it with Prusawire PLA settings without any issue. Right. All right. There we go. Yeah, Elixir print's fantastic. It looks great. It's amazing. I personally love it. All right, let me go to orders here and mark that order as a giveaway order. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get your hands on some Jesse Filament, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell icon, and every stream that we do, we give away Jesse Filament. The good stuff. Second, add tag. We give away the good stuff. And it's every stream we give away at least one spool of Jesse Filament. Unless I completely forget. But the great thing about the way we do this, because I work for Printed Solid, when you win, I literally create the order here and there for you. So you are guaranteed to get the spool because literally we put the order in, so there's no waiting. Unless it's out of stock, you will essentially get it shipped the next day. Hey, be nice. Sorry, my cat just hissed at my dog. Thank you to Printed Solid. If you are looking to get Jesse Filament yourself, free shipping on orders over 50. So if you get 3 spools of filament, free shipping. It's cheap, it's affordable, and it is phenomenal. It prints just like Prusawire, and we always love it. But anyway, oh, how many more minutes is left on that? Damn, I thought that said 0. I was about to be really excited if that had said 0, because we would have been able to test one of the things that we're, hoping to do this stream. yeah, I love Elixir. Elixir is my favorite. My favorite color is aquamarine with purple ice. A second favorite. So, anyway, it's about to be 11 o'clock. I have work tomorrow. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you all have had a wonderful Monday. And hey, if you don't know, it's Pride Month. If you don't celebrate Pride Month, that's cool. You be you. That's fine. But for those that do, or have friends that do, later this month, how about this? Towards the end of this month, we are going to do a charity live stream where we are going to raise money for the Trevor Project. And I want to do this because mental health is important. If you're not familiar with the Trevor Project is a crisis hotline for anybody who is, thinking of unaliving themselves. So it is very important for that resource to be available, because no matter what, life is important, and we're going to make sure that people get help that they need and have that resource available to them. So later this month, we are going to do a charity live stream. I'm going to figure out the logistics of all that, but we're going to make sure that it can happen. The caveat is we need to raise more than $100 in order for YouTube to actually pay out the money. So that's the caveat. We won't have any specific goal, but I'll figure out how to do a tracker, and we'll raise as much money as we can for all that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Make sure to volunteer and support causes that you believe in. Hug yourselves more, hug your loved ones. Thank you. Have a good night.